Welcome to the show. I'm Kathy Ireland. Studies show that nearly half of employers struggle to find skilled candidates to fill job vacancies. And if finding just one person to complement your team can be daunting, creating an entire satellite office from scratch seems almost impossible. One company has figured out how to make it happen in record time. Today, we're joined by Lean Solutions Group CEO, Robert Cadena, to discuss the future of staffing and why it's better to trust recruitment to the experts. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you for having me, Kathy.
Now, Robert, can you please tell us about Lean Solutions Group and why you created it?
So I opened up my own transportation brokerage a little over 20 years ago. And as I started to grow, I looked towards Cartagena, Colombia, South America, to set up my satellite office and just do some of the back office functions. And that worked out pretty well. It was very successful. And then I thought to myself, this could work for other transportation and logistics companies. So right now, if you fast forward to today, we have close to 3,000 employees, over 170 US-based logistics companies that have used that same model and built satellite offices in Colombia.
Well, congratulations on
Thank you so much.
all that success. Robert, why do you think that staffing is such a pain point for so many business owners?
Sure, so I get a lot from my customers is, there's certain positions in the company that are entry level and you have to have those positions open. But when you lose those positions, you got to go through the whole hiring, recruiting, the whole process, and it's just a tedious process. And when you finally get to that point, somebody leaves your organization, you have to start all over again. So that's where we come in. We complement having the team in the US focus on revenue generating positions, and then we handle all the back office. So if something were to happen with somebody leaving, we already have that process in place and we can replace those employees as we see fit.
And so what happens when a key position is left vacant?
That's a great question. So think about supply chain. Now during COVID, the supply chain and moving products all over the US, getting to supermarkets, has been very important. So you don't want those positions to be left unattended, and that's where we come in. And we actually had pretty good growth during COVID, just to make sure we had those positions all placed and people were working and getting their products safely to where they needed to be.
And so, Robert, how does Lean Solutions Group help clients solve all these challenges?
So we go back again to the process itself of hiring, recruiting. It's just such a tedious process.
Yeah.
So what we do is we come up with a process to help them out setting up their satellite office without having to go through the whole process themselves. So that gives them a lot of advantages of not opening up a new pool of candidates where they can select each one and say, these positions I can fill out of my satellite office in Colombia, and just opens up a new pool, new options for them to do that.
Right.
The thing that I definitely enjoy the most about working at Lean is the possibility of providing effective solutions to our client needs and just being able to create so many job opportunities for the different young professionals that want to start a career in logistics. Even though we have a very standardized process of onboarding, it's all about what our client needs are and what their wishes are, and fulfilling a very successful implementation and just operational run with them based on who they are as a company and the market. The fact that we could provide an office outside of the United States and here in Colombia where it's completely branded is as if it was a different branch for their company, and just that they have bilingual staffers able to work any shift that they need. Coverage-wise is definitely not going to be an issue at all. When we onboard clients, there's always a full force of management and quality that comes with it. So we actually become our clients' right hand and we help them all through their process.
And can you explain how the hiring and training process works once a client comes to you for assistance?
The process itself, it's supposed to be imitating what the company has in the States. So there's already a process, there's already a company. We try to mimic every single process. So when they come in, we create an SOP, job description for each position, and then we set them up so they have the exact same process as they do in the US. And that's, I think, why it's so successful, because companies can actually have control of the satellite office and have the same level of training, quality, standards that they have in their team in the US.
So Robert, how long does it typically take to set up and train a team of employees once a client makes contact and gives you the go-ahead?
Yeah, the go-ahead?
Yeah.
It's around 3 to 4 weeks. It really depends on how hard that job position is gonna be. But if it's entry level, kind of, we have a lot of track and trace, customer service, it usually tends between 3 to 4 weeks at the most. We already have that process, and then if they start adding employees, it'll be a lot less than that because we already have the process already set up.
So Robert, you started out with transportation and logistics. What other sectors are you involved in?
Right now we have a flooring company, we have a immigration law firm. So any company that has employees here in the US that have a phone and a computer, we can probably do the same thing out of Colombia. So we've gone into other markets expanding that, and we've been very successful in onboarding new customers that are not in the transportation and logistics space.
And one of your key differentiators is that you've headquartered your back office services in Colombia. So why do you do that?
It might be cited because I'm Colombian, but I just think the talent in Colombia is immense. We're a country that has a lot of education, bilingual, proximity to the US. There's a lot of opportunities for these young people coming straight out of college. The essence of the Colombian worker, I think it's what makes a big difference here.
Well, Robert, congratulations, and thank
Kat.
you for sharing your story with us today.
Appreciate it, Kat. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you for watching. I'm Kathy Ireland.